There's a good chance that if you're watching this video, you've been trying to express yourself by writing songs on the guitar and failing. Then the panic sets in. You've got limited time to work on your songwriting, and when you can't find the chords that truly express how you feel, then making music becomes yet another one of life's frustrations. So today I'm going to show you how easy it is to tap into those deeper, darker emotions with your chord progressions by using a simple visual method. The first thing to understand is that expressing yourself through chord progressions on the guitar only requires you to know one simple concept, something that I use to this day. During the pandemic, I saw a golden opportunity to really get back into songwriting. It was the perfect combination of plenty of free time and a really difficult period where I wanted to express myself to make it through. Interestingly, the work I did at this time was the seed of inspiration that led to me starting this YouTube channel. And in order to create music that felt suitably dark for the moment, I reached for these 6 chords. These chords come from the A minor key. Minor keys are great for sadder or scarier and generally more dramatic music. So if you're trying to express something a bit more intimate or challenging, the minor keys are a great choice. The chords I played, A minor, C major, D minor, E minor, F major and G major, can all be played as open chords. These are some of the first chords that you learn when starting to play the guitar, so this is a really accessible key for beginners and reluctant guitarists. Now your next question might be, how do I use these chords to write a song? Well, all you need to do is play them in the right order, something like this. But how did I work out this sequence? The simplest way I've found is by using the spectrum on screen. You can see all 6 of the chords arranged from left to right, from stable to dynamic. The most stable is the tonic chord A minor, whilst the E minor chord wants to move the most. This means the last example was particularly secure, hanging out with the chords on the left-hand side of the spectrum. You can also see I've labelled each chord with a Roman numeral, uppercase numerals for major chords and lowercase numerals for minor chords. This is something you'll come across a lot when people describe chord progressions. They indicate the different roles that each chord plays in the key. You can think of chord progressions as a series of Roman numerals and then apply them to any minor key. But this isn't essential to know, so if you want to stick with the A minor key chords, then that's fine as well. So now let's look at an example with more movement, leaning across to the right hand side of the spectrum. The more you play chords from the right hand side of the spectrum, the more they want to move to the stable home of the 1 chord. This is known as resolution. This gets to the core of Western music, where you vary stability and movement throughout a song in order to provide interest and create a story with chords. The journey you create is up to you. Just always be thinking about where on this spectrum your chords lie. The drive towards the minor 1 chord explains why even progressions with mostly major chords still have a gloomy feel. It's the relationship with the minor tonic that gives the sadness. But you might have noticed that earlier we didn't use all of the major chords. We left out C major. So what if we put that in this time? The thing about the flat 3 chord is it can easily steal the limelight. If you hang out on the flat 3 for too long, it can start to draw the ear towards it. Minor keys are as simple as major keys. If you use the spectrum to guide you from stable to dynamic chords, you'll be able to better express yourself with progressions. But minor keys have one big problem, which can stop you from confidently creating chord progressions that sound like you. When I first learnt of the existence of minor keys, I thought it was like the opposite of major. A simple way to reach for some sad sounds. But what I didn't know was in reality there are 3 different kinds of minor scale, and the minor key that I've been using is actually called the natural minor key. At first I thought it was just a name, with little consequence, but it actually has a big impact on the progressions you can make, particularly if you want to increase tension and the pull to 1. For example, listen to this progression I showed you earlier. Here I ended on the 5 chord E minor. This resulted in a soft minor landing when we moved to the 1 chord A minor. It had no real pull. Now compare it to this version. Here I play the 5 chord as a major chord. This really intensified the pull to 1. This is a really common swap to make in minor keys. But where did this chord come from? The major 5 is a staple of major key progressions. So what I've done here is borrow across the chord from the parallel major key. That is just the major key with the same letter name. In our example, this would be the A major key. If this seems a bit complicated, then don't panic. Just take your minor 5 chord and play it as a major chord. This major 5 is the tensest chord you can find, so it belongs on the far right of our minor key chord spectrum. But just because we've got this shiny new major 5 doesn't mean we have to neglect the minor 5. The decision with which one to use is up to you and the feel that you are trying to express with your chords. For example, check out this progression. The twists with minor keys is you have 2 versions of the 5 chord that you can use, and as we just saw, they can even be played one after the other. This gives you greater control over tension and pull towards the 1 chord. Minor keys offer a way for us to express darker or more intimate emotions, but once I realised this, the question then was, how can I make something more nuanced? I don't want deep sadness or melancholy the whole time, so how can I branch out from here? When I wrote my COVID song, I was quite happy with the first draft. But it did seem a bit stark and gloomy. It didn't properly reflect the idea that I was trying to express. So I wondered if there was a way to temper this slightly. As it turned out, the perfect solution was something I had used in the past. I just needed to use some 7th chords. 7th chords are an essential part of songwriting, bringing in new emotions to your music. There are 3 main types that you will encounter, and we can plot them on their own spectrum. These are minor 7th, major 7th, and dominant 7th. These provide feelings that run from relaxed to tense. We heard this full spectrum in the last example. Minor 7th is like a warmer, smoother, and less sad version of the minor chord. Major 7th has a bright, lush and sophisticated sound, often described as dreamy or romantic. And dominant 7th, often just called a 7 chord, has a dissonant, tense sound that wants to resolve. It could also be called bluesy, because it's used widely in that genre. It's important to know that a chord will feature on several spectrums at the same time. But don't panic. You don't have to have all of these in your head at the same time. Writing progressions is a process of trial and error. Think about why you want to use a particular chord and then try it out. To help you with this, you can use the Roman numerals that we learnt earlier. Typically, major 7ths feature as the flat 3 and flat 6 chords, minor 7ths as the 1, 4 and 5 chords, and dominant 7th as the flat 7 chord. And as the last example showed you, the major 5 can also be a dominant 7th chord. This presents a unique aspect of minor keys. See if you can hear it now. Minor keys allow you to easily use 2 dominant 7ths in the same progression. Outside of the blues, this isn't very common. The flat 7 dominant 7th to 1 change is sometimes called the backdoor cadence and has a subtler feel compared to the major 5 7 to 1 change heard at the end of the example. Now, we've looked at how easy it is to write minor key chord progressions, but the problem is playing chords like this can sound blocky and boring. So check out this video where I'm going to show you exactly how to inject tension between minor key chords with just a few notes.